A line-out always has at least 2, and often all the forwards lined up a metre apart between the 5 and 15 metre marks. The maximum number of players in the line-out is determined by the team who has the throw-in. It's usually the hooker, number 2, who throws into the line-out. All the players not in the line-out, apart from the halfback, must be at least 10 metres from the line-out, and they can't go forward until the line-out is over. Before the line-out is formed, any player can take a quick throw-in at any point between where the ball crossed the touchline and that team's goal line. They have to retrieve the ball themselves, it has to be thrown in straight and go at least 5 metres. What are the rules with like a ball that's not thrown in straight?
Okay, well, you've got the two teams that are evenly lined, that metre apart. Well, the ball is meant to be thrown down the middle of that line-out. Now, there's no real allowances for wind, for inaccurate throwing, and if it's not thrown down straight, it's thrown clearly, then it's infringement and it's a scrum, so the non-throwing team's put into the scrum. And this scenario here is all about numbers. The team throwing the ball in determines how many numbers are in the line-out, 2 up till 14. As an opposition team, you can have less than the team throwing in, but you can't have more. In this situation here, we see the All Blacks didn't retreat from the line-out, hence they have more numbers. Referees awarded the penalty against them. This one, the French, is really just barging across and not letting Norm Maxwell, the All Black jumper, a fair crack of the whip, really. Whilst you can oppose and you can compete vertically straight up and down, you're not meant to be legally jump across that metre gap, and that's what the French were penalised for then, were barging across.
Lifting. It's always looked like a very painful experience to me.
Well, you're up a long way. Painful if they let you go
yeah.
and come down. Well, lifting technically isn't allowed.
Oh, okay.
Lifting and supporting are two distinctive things. Supporting is allowed.
Okay.
Now, lifting, you're being lifted with no momentum of your own. Supporting, the jumper makes his own momentum, and the two supporters are helping him on his way and holding him up there.
So what's the difference between lifting and supporting?
Well, it's a play on words, really. I mean, at the end of the day, we all know they lift, but the law book says that you can support your jumper. So it's a play on words.
And it's really been a great evolution in the rules to the game. You get athletes high up in the air, ball's taken off the top and looks spectacular and all the rest of it.
So it's a coordination thing between the jumper and the supporting player.
Yeah, it's a real timing thing. You got the guy throwing the ball in, 1. You got the guy jumping, physically catching the ball as 2, and then you got his 2 mates helping him up there. You know, so you got those sort of 4 people involved in that one little area. So it does take a lot of practice. Line-out's all about movement and getting yourself into a position where you're unopposed.
Getting it all flowing into one, so that it's just a beautiful looking machine.
Practice, practice, practice. It's all the movement initially at the start, and is to get Australia thinking the ball's going to go the middle or the front of the line-out. Australia compete with 2 players at the front and the middle, effectively taking 6 people out of their driving play. And New Zealand are then thrown long to Taine, who's unopposed, wins good ball, and we have 6 people on the ground to drive through the heart of the Australian defence. If Australia number 5 gets himself in an offside position, he didn't come from the hindmost feet, the All Blacks win the penalty. Here the All Blacks have 3 in their line-out as opposed to South Africa's only 2. The speed of the line-out happened that South Africa didn't get enough numbers into the line-out, so it was an unopposed jump. Classic example of a team try, this one.
And when is the line out over? When is it?
It's basically when the ball comes off the line of touch, or if a player that catches it comes down and he leaves the line of touch, or when a maul forms and all the players in the maul go off the line outs. They're the main ones. If the ball goes over the 15-metre line at the back of the line out, the line out's over. The key to the line out is until the line out's over, all the non-participants, so the first 5 out, or anyone that's not involved in the line out, they must be 10 metres back from the line out. Now once that line out's over, they can come up. I mean, it's all, again, quite complicated law, but quite simple when you're out there in the middle.
I have with me here All Black and Blues winger Doug Howlett. G'day, Doug.
G'day.
What's it like being a winger out there on the side? There's got to be more to it than just looking pretty.
Well, yes. It's the fast guy's position.
Yeah.
Everybody's.
Fastest man on the park.
Hopefully, there's 3 other wingers there that you're competing with.
If you're out on the wing and you can see some space, how do you communicate to the inside backs?
It's real important, As a supporter, maybe sitting in the stand, you're looking at the field. Why doesn't the winger call for the ball? And there's so much space out there. It is a basic of wing play. If you see space in front of you, it's important you communicate to your centre, to communicate in, to get the ball out. It's real important. A lot of the time, the inside players, first 5, second 5, even halfback, they're focusing in on the ball. They don't realise what's going on over here.
Right. Does that mean that you just call and that the message would get passed
Yeah,
along?
every team usually has a call for quick ball, or it's a mayday ball or a hot ball after hot potato.
And when do they call that? Do they call that at scrum time?
At scrum time. It's real satisfying actually scoring from a set phase. This is a midfield scrum. All the backs are set out to the left. You'll find Andrew Murdens will sweep right. He'll throw the dummy, break the line, and a simple 2-on-1, he'll draw the fullback. Easy. Fresh air in front of me, it's pretty hard to get caught from there.
When you're out there in the wing and you've just got like one player to beat, what are your moves to kind of beat the defender? You got a step or a fend or anything you...
Yeah, I have a bag of tricks that I like to pull out. I don't want to give them all away, but
Go on.
there's a few basics. One-on-one, there's a little chip over the top, chip and regather. Inside-outside, what in wingers' terms, where you feint to go inside and put your foot on the gas and try and get round the outside. But some of the best are, just pure speed. If you can, just beat your man to the line, that's it's like getting one over your opposite, and you can sort of walk back and give them a smile on the way back or a wink, and it really is exciting. There's so much you can do. Maybe. Set move, the one we've trained all week, coming in off the line out. Norm Maxwell takes the ball.
Okay, now.
Transfer from halfback to first 5. Behind Tana, our centre, who takes out a defender, and again behind Jonah, who takes in a couple of defenders. I sweep round the outside and make the hole with Jeff Wilson in support on the outside. This is a back move. Look, they're looking at setting up a maul in the midfield here. All the forwards know where the ball's going, so they get there and get over the ball quickly. They do a pick and go. Looks like Ruben Thorne makes more yards and the forwards get over him again. All of this is bringing the Hurricanes' defence in, which allows Mertz and Aaron Major to do a simple cut and try. Firstly, beautiful hands along here, simple draw and pass, but done wonderfully from Jeff to Tane, who puts Jonah on the outside of his man, who with a little bit of space can make good yards and puts a little sidestep on, gets off balance. Was able to get back up with a man on top of him, and with a couple of players behind him, managed to push over in the corner.
How about on defence? What's your job on defence when the opposition team is getting the ball out to the backs?
Yeah, it's a tough one because we're relying on everybody inside us,
Right.
to make their tackles, and if they break through inside us, we have to watch our man and shadow him and take him out of the game. It's a difficult position to play. This is an example of slide defence. You see all the backs are pushing across and their winger has no room to move. He has to cut back into our defence, which allows our forwards there quickly, enabling them first grab at the ball. Turnover.
Do you ever find yourself sort of covering for a fullback sometimes?
Yes, a lot of the time. If the play goes one way and I'm on the other opposite wing, I find myself sweeping across, and more often than not, it's a 40-metre sprint to the opposite sideline, and sometimes, you don't even make a tackle, but you just have to be there
Just in case
they break through. Because at the end of the day, when we go through our video debrief and they score a try, the finger's going to be pointed. Where were you? Where were you?